little lamb-see-divey, a kiddly-divey-doo, wouldn't you?
Bob Hope was not only a great comedian, he also was a great hero. What he did for this country in times of crisis will always be remembered.
I just want you boys to see what you're fighting for, that's all.
I was on radio at NBC, and the producer said, they want you at March Field next year. I said, what's March Field? He said, that's an Air Force base in Riverside. I said, well, what do we do there? You know, there's no war or anything. He said, well, they want you down there. It's a great audience.
There you are, Cloney. You're down on your knees with 12 suitcases on your back. What are you going to do now?
Well, no sense wasting a position like this. Get out the dice.
Well, the audience was so great. I said, wait a minute, how long has this been going on? And Christmas time, war started, then it became dramatic. We went 5 straight years all around the world just doing troop shows. One of the greatest things that ever happened to me.
Well, here I am in London, but here we are on the USS Boxer.
Here I am in Alaska.
Colorado Springs. Wow, very thrilled to be here on, where are we?
I was a little kid during the Second World War, and had these really vivid memories of sitting by the radio and listening to Hope. The soldiers and sailors that he was entertaining were a real part of the show. You heard these people who were starved for entertainment, starved for some feeling of normal life again. And you heard this tremendous outpouring of energy from them.
Bob Hope, when he came to entertain the troops, it made us, and it probably made other troops feel the same way, made them forget for a little bit.
What's the difference between you and an idiot?
Well, for one thing, you don't have a mustache.
Such a thrill for me, all these men whistling and screaming.
Yeah, they've been in the jungle too long.
He kept the morale up. That was what his job was, to keep that morale up for everybody.
I'll give you 8 bars to make your fame and fortune. Otherwise, it's back to the swamp. Go.
I met Mr. Hope, and he wanted me to try a few bars of White Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. He kind of stunned me with his reaction because he said,
You know Crosby's got kids everywhere? I don't know what you guys did to get here, but let that be a lesson to you.
The whole front row, I mean, the whole front section was always the guys that had like a plasma drip going in.
And they would be in bed. You knew that this was serious business. And to hear them laugh.
He would walk into a hospital, and only he could do this. I mean, and he would lead the gang. There was 5 women and myself and Peter Leeds and Les Brown, and we all, big troop. And he'd walk in there. His opening remark was, "Don't get up, fellas."
You were seeing kids that had their arms and legs removed. You were seeing guys that had the whole front of their bodies sewn up with great big staples, this thick.
I broke down and cried. And he took me aside and gave me a lecture. This isn't why we're here. They want lightness, they want a joke, they want you to pretend that nothing is wrong.
I think one of the most emotional shows I ever played was when I played for the 1st Marine Division in Pavuvu, down in the South Pacific, because we were playing an island called Bonica, and this fellow flew over and said, could you possibly do an extra show for the 1st Marine Division? They've never had a show, and they would really love to see, and they're going to invade Peleliu. And so we flew over the next morning, and you knew when you walked out there that you're playing for 15,000 kids, that a lot of those guys you never see again. And as it worked out, 60% of those kids were knocked off in this invasion of Peleliu.
Silent night.
At the end of the show, we would traditionally sing Silent Night.
It's a holiday season. You're away from home, a long way away from home. And they begin singing Silent Night, and the entire audience chimes in. And by the time you're singing the last refrain, most men, and we were men then, had tears rolling down their eyes.
And all you could hear were people crying.
There wasn't a dry eye in the place.
It was beautiful, and it was happy, and it was very sad at the same time.
There was this entire audience of mostly men just in tears, and of course, we were all in tears. And I will never forget that moment, every single show.
Have a Merry Christmas and God bless you. Bye.
So joyous, and we laughed till we cried.
There were these guys going to go, maybe a number of them were going to go die. We're all laughing together. That's a real service.